I started here when I was 16 in the cafeteria, and then when I turned 18, I got a job as a CNA on the med-surg unit. And then in 2010, I graduated with my associate's degree in nursing. And I've worked med-surg and med-surg with pediatrics since that time. I like most about my job is caring for the community that I reside in. I also enjoy caring for the family members of my classmates I went to high school with, as well as caring for these children on the pediatric unit and watching them grow up and getting to see them as young adults as well. FHN is a great place to work because we're a small town hospital. We're able to form relationships with our physicians and other nurses, other providers, and they're there for you in all aspects of your career. They encourage you to go on, to get your bachelor's, get your nurse practitioner. They stand behind you in all of those career choices and guide you. What makes me most proud is being recognized in the community. I've had patients I've had in the past that when I see them out and about, they're like, "You were my nurse and you did this for me." Or even with my going to a family event and my family's like, "Oh yeah, so-and-so said that you took care of them and that you were great." I enjoy being recognized in that element.
I've worked at FHN for 17 years, the whole time in the GI department. I started out as a CNA. That's the base role in the GI lab. It's a CNA position, but it's considered a GI tech. You train to be a GI tech. And it was all on-the-job training that FHN did. I then went on to school. I got my associate's degree with an RN and went back to school after that and got my bachelor's through Lewis University here. The FHN helped me, with tuition reimbursement with that. And then my final and last endeavor was my doctorate program as a nurse practitioner. My whole 17 years have been in the GI lab from the bottom to the top. My job I like is that I see patients at their sickest and when they're at their healthiest. We don't always in the GI lab see patients coming in that are always sick. We see healthy patients. We see them for preventative reasons. So that's what I like about my job is that I'm not always seeing the sickest of the sick. I get to see them in their best state too. FHN's been a great place to work for me. Through all of my schooling that I've done, they've always been 100% supportive of me going back to school. They've been very flexible with my schedule. I was in and out of clinicals, for years it seemed. It's been years. And never once did I have an issue working with leadership or administration to accommodate my schedule. So I'm proud to work at FHN because I know that I'm serving my community members and my family. That's where they all come for care. So when I know that somebody in my family is even sick, I know they're going to get the best care by going to FHN. And that makes me proud to know that I'm a part of that, of the organization. Kind of going back on what we already talked about, but the fact that I see a patient for a short period of time, they're here and they're in and out usually within about 3 hours. But you get to connect on such a deep level within that 3 hours in a short period of time. When they're coming into you and they're not sick, they're healthy, they're telling you about their grandkids and their kids and their pastimes. Those are the things I enjoy about working in my department and kind of that different outpatient setting than you have. Like an inpatient nurse doesn't. They see those patients at the sickest time of their lives generally, and we just don't see that in our department, most of the time. So I like to always engage with the patients, and it's always just trying to capture, what state they're in and trying to, make them comfortable while they're here in our department for such a short period of time.